Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. And it's been a couple of days since I've ran a Vechain update. And of course, in typical fashion, when somebody doesn't mention something for a couple of days, we're like, oh my God, did you sell all of it? What's going on? What's happening? Relax, guys. Vechain is awesome. One of my favorites. A very, very, very big part of the Crypto Serpent's portfolio. And if you do like the videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get right into this. We're currently sitting at 16 cents. We've had a major fall, compared to how we were a couple of weeks ago even. But I'll explain today everything. What is happening? What can we expect from the future? The whole lot. So let's dive into it. Let's look at where we are today, what is happening, and what can we expect over the next couple of days. Long term, this is where we're at. So long term, this is the kind of thing that you can expect from Vechain. So we are well on track to get into the $50s, $70s before the end of this particular bull run in 2021. So I want to mention this because it is so important to understand the long-term game. Like when we are in the short-term game of, like last couple of days, last couple of weeks, what has been happening price-wise, it can get quite deflating. So when you zoom out, it tells you a completely different story. And for me, the story is very crystal clear that we are going to be going towards these amazing numbers. Now, how we're going to get there? It's not going to be a straight arrow. Of course, it does take a little bit of time, but Vechain has been following this path for a very long time. So touching that was all part of the long-term game. Now, Cryptolian has mentioned on one of their articles, a Vechain price prediction, Vechain prepares to move higher. Yes, so I do agree with this statement. VET retest the 16.8 Fibonacci retracement level. Closes the support at 16 cents. The 16 cent support is a very important support phase. And in this article just talks about, essentially what we're going to be talking about today around where can we expect Vechain to finish for the end of the month and then moving forward into June, July. I want to remind you in times of doubt, do your research, read the white paper, check out the company, do the research on the founders, the projects that they're up to and all that, because that for me is really important when times are tough and let's say the prices are down. It can be quite deflating and you might start to second guess yourself. So it's not financial advice, but always know what you're holding, and what you are holding is pretty special from a Vechain point of view. If we look over here, this is sort of the kind of patterns that Vechain has been forming. So for me, nothing to worry about in the long-term game. Of course, if you're a day trader, it would be quite concerning, and of course no one predicted what occurred last week. Now, who invests in Vechain? Well, follow the smart money. Tim Draper, founder of VS Draper Fisher, net worth $1 billion. Also known for venture successes Skype, Tesla, Hotmail, and Twitch. The other one in Jim Breyer, CEO of Breyer Capital, net worth $3.2 billion, one of Facebook's very first venture investors. Both investors in Vechain. So follow the smart money. Follow the people that are already in, that can see the long-term picture. And I think Vechain will be one of those that pays off for us in a very big way. Now, I like what VET Liber has put on here. It's put kind of like a prediction that we're going to finish May in 32 cents, then June 64, and then July $1.28. I don't mind this. I wish it could be that straightforward. It's not quite going to be like that, but obviously, good to see his thoughts on it and how it's going to happen. It will be interesting to see if we do end up on 32. I think we might end up on even a little bit more than 32 cents before the end of May. All right, so when we jump into Atani, what can we see at the moment as far as from a price movement and what is happening? So on the MACD, which is the bottom one where the blue and the orange lines are, we can see that we've started to move up. So there's an uptrend happening at the moment, and so the lines are starting again to move further apart. When they're further apart, it means that the price will go up, and when they're the opposite, when the orange is on top, it means that the prices are going to go down. So the actual value is going to go down. Now you can see that from a Bollinger Band, we actually touched the Bollinger Band on 2 occasions, and then we went back up. So we touched it again and went back up. So that's also an interesting thing. From an RSI perspective, we can see that we're sort of like in the middle. We're not overbought and we're not oversold. So what will happen there? Are we just going to continue to follow this? Are we going to go down again before we go up? That's on the hourly chart. Now, when we jump into a daily chart, we start to see things a little bit different. So on the Bollinger Band, on the daily chart, that 15 cents 45 was the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And so I think we potentially are going to continue to rise and go up. Every time we come out of the Bollinger Band, we are going to come back into it, and sometimes we just barely hit it and then touch back again. So very, very interesting what is happening over the last couple of days. Now, if we go on the weekly, we zoom out even further, we can see that we are in a bull run. You can see how far away these two lines are. They're massively far away, and we are coming back into, from an RSI perspective, we're coming back into normal zone, not overbought and not oversold right now. So again, when it comes to charts and reading and what is going on and what is happening, make sure that you can see from all perspectives what is going on and what is happening. Don't just make an assumption based on RSI. Don't just make the assumption based on a MACD, and don't make assumption based on the moving averages as well. Make sure that you get everything and always zoom out to get a better understanding of what is going on. So on the 2 hourly charts, the MACD are about to cross over into a buy zone. On the 4 hour, the MACD he's not yet there, but on the 1 hour, on the 30 minutes, it is. So I think we can expect the prices to go up from here, and then sort of let's see where we go. Like, are we going back into the 18 cents range? But that is based on live data right now at the time of making this. But let's go back into the charts, drawn up charts, and let's see what is Vechain telling us that is likely to happen over the next couple of days. Okay, so what I think can potentially happen is we could maybe hit 14 cents, maybe 14 cents 50 before continuing inside this pattern before we break out. So that is definitely something that could be happening over the next couple of hours. There is also another scenario, and this scenario could be that we actually go below and we actually touch like 77 cents before we continue to go up. I don't believe that to be the case. I don't think we're going to go down as low as 7 cents on a Vechain before we go up. Wanted to bring it up with you just in case, that is something that occurs. Again, I don't think so. From a dominance perspective of a Vechain versus Bitcoin dominance perspective, it is going to rise, and it's going to rise quite aggressively. So it's looking good, and I don't think the scenario that I played out before of Vechain going as low as 7 cents is going to play out. I think we're going to play in the 14.80 cents, like somewhere around there, 1480, somewhere around there. I don't think we're going to go quite down to, your 7 cents or 8 cents even. So from this perspective, touching that 14.89, we could touch 14.89 one more time. But for me personally, I think we will go from here. I think we will go up, and I think we're going to go and touch from the 17, 15 cents mark that we're at right now. We're going to go all the way to 28, maybe retrace again, and then push for 36. I think the month will end on 36 cents. And again, looking over here, the next stop for Vechain over the next coming weeks is that 50 cents mark, maybe even 55, and then retrace back and then touch down, go towards 80 cents and beyond. So it's looking beautiful. Every time that there's been a drop, it's gone up more exponentially. So I think for me, 36, 37 cents before the end of the month is not out of the question. Then a retrace, then 50, and then push forward, and then another retrace, and then go to 80 cents. Long term, between now and February 2022, I still think that a $10 Vechain, depending on how big the market size is, depending on what's going on out there, from a altcoin market cap. There's a lot of things that have to occur for this sort of price action to occur. But I think it is a 5-star blockchain. I think it's an amazing project. Whichever way you look at it, Vechain brings so much value to the marketplace. And I think, I can see a future where we see a $10 Vechain, which I know, sitting at 16 cents is crazy. But if a long-term holder, I believe, could see that. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But if you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We'd love to know how you're feeling at the moment about Vechain. So put that in the comments. And as always, thank you. And I look forward to see you on the next one.